Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you are always in good condition and of course always excited to watch my videos. For today, I will discuss mathematical problems that are related to our daily life. What is that? Yup, that's right. Now we will discuss about payment by area in Mathematics Unit 40. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Komang Krishna Yanti with student ID number 2113011021 from class 5D Mathematics Education. Now, let's get started. Everyone, we can see this slide. On the slide, there is an information or a statement. People living in an apartment building decide to buy the building. They will put their money together in such a way that it will pay an amount that is proportional to the size of their apartment. For example, a man living in an apartment that occupies 1/5 of the floor area of all apartments will pay 1/5 of the total price of the building. So, from this statement, we will be given several questions or problems that we must solve. The first question is question 40.1. In question 40.1, we are given several statements and we are asked to determine whether the statements are correct or incorrect. Okay, here you can see in the table there are 4 statements, right? Yes, there are 4 statements. Okay, for the first statement, a person living in the largest apartment will pay more money for its square meters of his apartment than the person living in the smallest apartment. So, what do you think? The answer is correct or incorrect? Yes, the statement is incorrect. Why? Because in the given context, payments are assumed to be proportional to the size or area of the apartment. If payments are proportional to the apartment size, then the cost per square meters should be the same for all residents, regardless of the size of their apartment. Okay, the next statement is, if we know the areas of 2 apartments and the price of one of them, we can calculate the price of the second. What do you think? The answer is correct or incorrect? Okay, this statement is correct because the assumption of proportional pricing based on the size or area of the apartment. If you know the area of 2 apartments and the price of one of them, you can set up a proportion to calculate the price of the second apartment. The relationship is based on the idea that the price is directly proportional to the size. Okay, do you understand? Okay, will be continued. The third statement. If we know the price of the building and how much its owner will pay, then the total area of all apartment can be calculated. Correct or incorrect? Yes, the statement is incorrect because knowing the price of the building and the individual payments doesn't provide information about the individual areas of the apartments. The total area of our apartment can be calculated by summing the individual areas, but it cannot be directly determined from the price information. Okay, next, the fourth statement. If the total price of the building were reduced by 10%, each of the owner would pay 10% less. Correct or incorrect? Okay, the answer is correct because of the assumption that each owner payment is proportional to the size of their apartment. Thus, a 10% reduction in the total price affects each owner by reducing their contribution by 10% while still maintaining the proportionate payment corresponding to the size of their individual apartment. Alright, so that's the discussion in the form of reasoning with hopefully enhance our understanding of why the answer to the fourth statement could be both correct or incorrect. We still have one more problem, so let's go to question 40.2. For the question 40.2, we can see the question is, there are 3 apartments in the building. The largest apartment 1 has a total area of 95 meters square. Apartments 2 and 3 have areas of 85 meters square and 70 meters square respectively. The selling price for the building is 300,000 zets. How much should the owner of apartment to pay? So your work. Okay, for problem 40.2, what should we do to solve it? So, to solve this, we can do the following steps, including the first step is understand the problem. We are presented with the problem state involving a building with 3 apartments with areas of 95 meters square, 85 meters square and 70 meters square. The total selling price for the building is 300,000 zets. We need to find out how much the owner of apartment 2 should pay. Okay, for the second step is devise a plan. To find out how much the owner of apartment 2 should pay, we need to determine the proportion of the total area that apartment 2 represent and then calculate the corresponding portion of the total selling price. First, find the total area of all apartments and then calculate the proportion of apartment 2's area. The last is determine the amount apartment 2 should pay, with the formula is proportion of area times total selling price. Next, the third step is carry out the plan. First, we must calculate the total area and we get the result is 250 meters square. And then determine the proportion of apartment 2's area and we get 0.34. Last, calculate the amount apartment 2 should pay with 0.34 times 300,000 zets. Fourth step or the last step is look back. The solution is the amount calculated in step 3 represent the fair contribution that the owner of apartment 2 should make toward the total selling price of the building. Because after we calculate, we get the amount apartment 2 should pay that 0.34 times 300,000 and we get the result is 102,000 zets. So, in conclusion, the owner of apartment 2 should contribute 102,000 zets towards the selling price of the building, reflecting the proportionate share based on the area of their apartment compared to the total area of all 3 apartments. So I think that's all about our discussion for today. I hope that what I share with all of you can increase our knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you for the next videos and goodbye.